Now let's see about launching of satellite. Let's see one activity. Okay. Now if you take a balloon and blow air into it. Now let the air inside the balloon to come out by leaving the balloon. What do you observe? You can see that the balloon moving in a direction opposite to the direction of the air. So the direction of the air will be in one direction, and the opposite of the direction of the air, the balloon will be moving another direction. Okay. So rocket also will move almost similar to this. Okay. Before being launched into the space, rockets will be held down by the clamps on the launching pad initially. So before launching the satellite into the rockets into the space, it will be held by the clamps on the launching pad initially. Okay. So it will be held on by the clamps on the launching pad. Okay. Manned or unmanned satellites will be placed at the top of the rocket. So at the top of the rocket, the manned or unmanned satellites will be placed. So when the fuel in the rocket is burned, it will produce an upward thrust. Yes. So when the fuel in the rocket at the bottom, if it will burst, means it will produce an upward thrust. So it will there will be a push in the upwards. Okay. So when the fuel in the rocket is burnt, it will produce an upward thrust. There will be a point at which the upward thrust will be greater than the weight of the satellite. So there will be a point at which the upward thrust will be greater than the weight of the satellite. Okay. So at that point, the clamp will be removed by remote control, and the rocket will move upwards. So by that time, the clamp will be removed with the remote control, and the rocket will be move upwards. So when there will be a point at which the upward thrust will be greater than the weight of the satellite. So at that point, the clamp will be removed by the remote control, and it will move in the upwards. Okay. So according to Newton's third law, yes, we all know Newton's third law, for every action there will be an equal and opposite reaction. So as the gas is released downwards, the rocket will move upwards. So uh, by Newton's third law, for every action there will be equal and opposite reaction. There will be equal and opposite reaction. So here what happens, the gas will be released downwards, and the rocket will be move upwards. Like the activity we have seen in the balloon, the air will be move in one direction, and the balloon will move in opposite to the air direction. Okay. Yes. So to place a satellite in a particular orbit, a satellite must be raised to the desired height and given the correct speed and direction by the launching rocket. Okay. So to place a satellite in a particular orbit, the satellite must be raised to the desired height, and it will given the correct speed and direction by the launching rocket. If the high velocity is given to the rocket at the surface of the earth, the rocket will be burned due to air friction. So if the high velocity is given to the rocket at the surface of the earth, means the rocket will be burned due to a friction. Moreover, such high velocities cannot be developed by a single rocket. So multi-stage rockets are used. So uh, the high velocity cannot be developed by a single rocket. So there will be a multi-stage of rockets will be used. So to penetrate the dense lower part of the atmosphere, initially the rocket rises vertically, and then it is tilted by a guidance system. So in order to penetrate the dense lower part of the atmosphere, initially the rocket will be rises vertically, and then it will be tilted by a guidance system. Okay. Yes. So these are the launching of rocket. So see here, it is a satellite, and this is a third stage, it is a second stage, and it is the combustion chamber. It is the first stage, and then the combustion chamber. Okay. So see, when the rocket moves upwards into the space, first stage will be removed, and then the satellite will be moved, and then the second stage will be removed. Okay. So by this only the rocket will be launched in the space. Okay. Yes. Next, let's see about India's space programs. Let's see the programs in India. Okay. Soon after the independence, India initiated space research activities. So after the independence, the India has initiated some space research activities. So in 1969, Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO, was formed with the objective of developing space technology and its application for different needs of the nation. So in 1969, the ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization, has formed the objectives to develop space technology and its application for the different needs of the nation. For the different needs of the nation, its application and objectives of space technology was formed. Okay, India is focusing on satellites for communication and remote sensing, space transportation system and application programs. So the satellites are focused in order for the communication and remote sensing and also space transportation system and application programs. Okay, so the first ever satellite Aryabhatta was launched in 1975. So the first satellite, which is Aryabhatta, was launched in 1975. Okay, since then India has achieved a lot in space programs equal to that of the developed nation. Yes, so by the first satellite, which is Aryabhatta, which launched in 1975, the India has achieved a great space program which is equal to the other developing nations also. Okay, yes. So Chandrayaan 1. So our country launched a satellite Chandrayaan 1, meaning moon vehicle, on 22nd October 2008 to study about the moon. So the Chandrayaan satellite was launched in our country in order to study about the moon. So which is the Chandrayaan 1 is called as the moon vehicle. Okay, so on 22nd October 2008, our country has launched a satellite Chandrayaan to study about the moon. Okay, so it was launched from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh, with the help of PSLV rocket, that is Polar Satellite Launched Vehicle. So it was launched from the Satellite Dhawan Space Center, which is in Sriharikota, with the help of PSLV in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, the help of Andhra Pradesh with the help of PSLV rocket, which is Polar Satellite Launched Vehicle. So it was put into the lunar orbit on 8th November 2008. So it was put on the lunar orbit on 8th November 2008. Okay, so the spacecraft was orbiting around the moon at a height of 100 km from the lunar surface. So the spacecraft was orbiting, it will orbit around the moon, which is at the height of 100 km from the lunar surface. Okay, so it is collected the chemical, the mineralogical and the geological information about the moon. So this spacecraft, which is orbiting around the moon, collected the chemical, many mineralogical and geographical information about the moon. So this mission was a major boost for the Indian space programs and helps to develop its own technology to explore the moon. So this Chandrayaan 1 has helped in a major boost for the Indian space programs, and it helps to develop the other technology also to explore the moon. So the Chandrayaan 1 was operated for 312 days and achieved 95% of its objectives. So this Chandrayaan 1 was operated for more than 312 days and it has achieved the 95% of objectives. So 95% of objective is achieved by the operation of Chandrayaan 1 for 312 days. So the scientists lost their communication with the spacecraft on 28th August 2008. The scientists lost their communication with the spacecraft on 28th August 2009. On the surface completion of all the major objectives, the mission was concluded. So on the successive completion of all the major objectives, the mission was completed. So Chandrayaan 1 was completed with the succession completion of all the major objectives. Okay, yes. So see, this is the Chandrayaan 1. So this was what called as moon vehicle, which helps to explore more about moon, to study about the geographical about moon. Okay, yes. So next let's see about objectives of Chandrayaan 1. So the following were the objectives of Chandrayaan 1 mission. So what are the objectives means? to find the possibility of water on the earth. So first is to find the possibility of water on the earth, then to find the elements of matter on the earth, to search for the existence of helium 3, to make a three-dimensional atlas of the moon, to study about the evolution of solar system. So these are the following objectives of Chandrayaan mission. Uh, so what are all means, it is to find the possibility of water on the moon, it is to find the elements of the matter in the moon, and to search for the existence of helium 3, and to make a three-dimensional atlas of the moon, and then to study about the evolution of solar system. Okay, yes. So now let's see about the achievements of Chandrayaan 1. We have seen about objectives of Chandrayaan 1. Now let's see about the achievement of Chandrayaan 1. So the following are the achievement of Chandrayaan 1 mission. So what are all means? The discovery of presence of water molecules in the lunar soil. Chandrayaan 1 confirmed that the moon was completely molten once. Chandrayaan 1 was recorded images of the landing site of the US spacecraft Apollo 15 and Apollo 11. Yes. So these are all the achievements of Chandrayaan 1. So it discovers the presence of water molecules in the lunar soil, and it has confirmed that the moon was completely in the molten once. Okay. So it was recorded the images of the landing site of the spacecraft Apollo 15 and Apollo 17. Yes. It provided high resolution spectral data on the mineralogical of the moon. The existence of aluminum, magnesium and silicon were picked up by the X-ray mission. So more than 40,000 images have been transmitted by the Chandrayaan 1 camera in 75 days. The accurate images of peak and craters show that the moon mostly consists of craters. Chandrayaan 1 beamed back its first image of the Earth in its entirety. So Chandrayaan 1 has discovered large cave on the lunar space that can act as a human shelter on the moon. So these are all the achievements of Chandrayaan 1. Okay. Do you all know that Kalam sat in the world's smallest satellite weighing only 64 grams. So as we all know Abdul Kalam, so he sat in the world's smallest satellite which weight about only 64 grams. So it was built by a team of high school students which is led by Rifat Shorak, an 18-year-old student from Palapati near Karur, Tamil Nadu. So it was launched into the space on 22nd June 2017 by NASA. Okay. Yes. So today what we have all seen, we have seen about launching of satellites. We have seen Indian space program, which is Chandrayaan 1, and we have seen about the objectives of Chandrayaan 1 and achievements of Chandrayaan 1. Yes. I hope you all understand this. Thank you.